Anuriel, a word, please.
Yes, my lady?
It's been brought to my attention that the poison, known as skooma, may be present in our city. What do you know of this?
I believe it to be a falsehood perpetrated by the Empire in order to weaken the citizens' confidence in your ability to rule.
Excellent. Then there'll be no need to devote any resources to stopping it. Thank you, Anuriel. That will be all. Anuriel, a word, please.
Yes, my lady?
Trouble?
Out of my way. The son of the Jarl has no time for idle conversation with travelers. Every day, the threat of exile from Riften draws closer for myself and my family. Who knows how many spies the Empire has sent into our midst already? We're at war. This isn't the time for hospitality. Thank goodness Mother is keeping a level head about everything. If my brother Saerlund had his way, we'd be flying Imperial colors by now. Can you believe that fool had the audacity to speak of his love for the Empire in the plaza? He expects us to drop our defenses and greet them with open arms, to dialogue with them rather than defend our homeland by spilling their blood. He's a traitor, plain and simple. Had I been sitting on the throne, he'd be hanging from the gallows for his sympathies toward the Empire. If you must know, I was practicing in the yard when the guard I was sparring with fainted when I specifically told him to duck. My blade bit right into the stonework next to the keep and needed serious repairs. Thankfully, our smith Balimund works wonders. In fact, if you'd fetch my blade from him, I'd be most appreciative. Thank you. Do hurry, please. Until next time.
Come to see Balimund perform miracles with steel, eh? Thinks he's good for nothing, isn't he? Sent you down here when I'm a stone's throw from the keep. Here's the sword. Tell Harrald to stop slaying walls, and perhaps his blade will stay in better condition. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. The forge knows the difference.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Out of my way. The son of the Jarl has no time for idle conversation with travelers. Took your sweet time getting it to me. Here you go, for your trouble. All right then.
Greetings, honored friend. Could I interest you in some fine jewelry? Not well, I'm afraid. That Brynjolf? keeps draining the people's pockets with his ridiculous miracle cures. A few months ago, it was troll fat salve, and now he's got something new. Not that there's anything that can be done about it. He's in good with the Thieves' Guild. I do. Sadly, I'm one of the few traditional Saxhleel jewelers that remains in Tamriel. It's becoming a lost art. Only trouble is gathering materials has become hazardous. The roads to the mines and to the other cities are thick with bandits, and worse. Would you be interested in gathering some materials for me? I'd certainly be happy to compensate you. Thank you, Landstrider. I'm seeking a small list of items to complete my next creation. 2 flawless sapphires, a mammoth tusk, and a chunk of gold ore. Safe travels, Landstrider. If anything pleases the eye, don't hesitate to make me an offer. See for yourself. Safe travels, Landstrider.
It's a fine day with you around. Have anything interesting to tell me?
Well met, friend. How can I help you?
I've never seen Miol this upset about anything. The city really gets to her.
Need something?
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
Thank you. I'll share this with Eren. Safe travels.
Miol told me that it isn't this bad everywhere. Maybe one day I'll venture out and see if she's right. I visit the temple sometimes, but perhaps not often enough. Thanks for bringing this to me. Watch yourself around here. It isn't safe.
Azura's wisdom to you, friend. Take a look. I really appreciate what you've done for me. I'll never forget it.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
I can't imagine how exciting it must be to journey from place to place. You're so lucky.
Well met, friend. How can I help you?
Ah, steel plate. Now that's a solid choice of armor.
I've never seen Miol this upset about anything. The city really gets to her.
It was lost years ago in a Dwemer ruin. Without it, I feel almost as defenseless as a newborn. I don't think I'll ever be able to find a replacement. I couldn't ask you to undertake such a treacherous journey. It would be a fool's errand. But I see that spark in your eye, and I know better than to warn you away. Grimsever rests within the Dwemer ruin of Miscellaneous. Tread carefully, friend. Those same ruins almost took my life.
Gems, potions, exotic ingredients, I have them all.
I was adventuring in the depths of the ruins when I was attacked by a massive construct, like nothing I had ever seen. When the Colossus struck, Grimsever was knocked from my grasp, and I was wounded badly. It was only through blind luck that I was able to crawl away from the Dwemer abomination and make my way to the surface. I must have collapsed, because the next thing I remember is Erin standing over me, tending to my wounds. Please be careful. I don't wish to be the reason for your death.
The old told me that it isn't this bad everywhere. Maybe one day I'll venture out and see if she's right.
Mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. It's been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
It's a fine day with you around.
Good to see you. Finally, someone useful is around.
You gonna buy something? Or just here for training? Otherwise, move on.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
The fairest prices and the highest quality in Skyrim.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
Got to keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Relka.
My food is the best in all of Skyrim. Always as fresh as the day it was collected. Some fresh meat to fill your belly, perhaps? I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elenir, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time. I'm always looking to replenish my supply, so if you ever come across 5 of them, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands.
Rare trinkets and the finest oddities from Morrowind.
Thanks. I was actually worried I'd run out. Well, I'd be careful if I were you. I hear the Nords hunt them for some kind of initiation rite. Not all of them end up victorious. The last traveler that traded me some said he found them at a place called Ancient's Ascent. Careful, though. Rumor has it a dragon makes its home there. They live below the streets, in the ratway, like dirty animals. And trust me, they're no better than the vermin that slink out of there for scraps. They make it difficult for decent people to earn a living. Of course, not many decent people live here in the first place. It's Riften's name for the sewers beneath our feet. Absolutely disgusting. If you fancy keeping your purse filled with gold and your head on your shoulders, I'd stay out of those awful tunnels.
The fairest prices and the highest quality in Skyrim.
Just what you see here. Be careful looking for those teeth. Those little bastards are dangerous.
I've never seen
met,
Mjol this
friend.
upset about
How can I
anything.
help you?
The city really gets to her.
Some armor and live to tell about it.
Working at the Riften fishery is tough, but...
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
I'm beginning to think leaving Mournhold was a mistake.
What in the name of oblivion do you want? I don't have time for idle chit-chat. What is it? Excellent. I needed some more kindling for my kitchen hearth. Of course. Nothing gets done without my approval in this city. I have the Jarl's ear and the guards in my pocket. Anyone makes trouble for me and I pay a visit to the Thieves' Guild. Make me angry and I contact the Dark Brotherhood. You do well to remember that the next time you make such a stupid observation. I believe we're done.
I'm the brewmaster around here. What did you want?
Hey, don't look at me that way. Who are you to judge me?
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't help you much right now. I'm currently in mourning. You've caught me at a bad time. I've lost someone dear to me. It was my sister, Lilia. She served as a battle maiden with the Stormcloaks. We recently heard she'd been killed. I find it difficult to talk about. Perhaps you'd be better off speaking to my parents about it. Anyway, I'm glad my work at the Blackbriar Meadery keeps me busy. Helps me keep my mind off of things. Not really my usual read, but I'll give it a try. My father was a Stormcloak soldier in his younger days. Now he just walks the streets spewing his hatred and propaganda. My mother is the priestess of Talos. She tends to the shrine and teaches his ways. I'm just not so sure she's delivering the right message. Don't mistake my political beliefs as a substitute for my family values. They're still my parents, and I love them dearly. I just think they've let my sister's death skew their outlook on Ulfric and what he really brings to the table with this war. I'm not so certain that Ulfric's intentions are as noble as they think. I think Ulfric cares about Ulfric, and the rest is a smokescreen. I'd appreciate if you kept my opinion between us. The last thing I want to do is have my parents lose another child. Yes, actually. I'm partnered with Maven Blackbriar. I put up a chunk of the gold she needed to get the place off the ground. We've been staggeringly successful so far. In fact, I'm almost surprised how quickly she's generated business for us. My name may not be on the label, but some of my blood, sweat, and tears are in every drop. Figuratively, of course. It's been good talking to you.
I'm the brewmaster around here. What did you want? You look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap mead? I'm selling the best mead in town for cheap. Interested? I don't have time for this nonsense. Nothing but the best. Blackbriar mead, fresh from the vat. Best of all, you don't have to pay the ridiculous prices Maven charges. So what do you say to that? Here you go. Oh, and keep it quiet. This stuff isn't exactly easy to get a hold of at these prices, if you catch me drift. Sure. How do you think I get my hands on the good stuff and offer it so cheap? You think old Maven is just giving it away to anyone? Good thing she makes so much money. Makes it easier for merchandise like this to fall through the cracks. Absolutely. Did you still want to buy one? Suit yourself. If you change your mind, I'll be around. And what might you need, No, friend. You've got it all wrong. I'm not selling cheap mead. I'm selling good mead for cheap. Blackbriar mead. I sell cases of it for half of what the inns and taverns pay through the meadery. All I need is someone to deliver it for me. If anyone saw me leave Riften, they get suspicious. I need someone to take this small keg of Blackbriar mead to Wilhelm at the Vilmer Inn in Iverstead. Drop it off, and he'll trade you something for the delivery. Keep it as payment for the legwork. Oh, and if you bump into Indaren from the meadery, keep your mouth shut. He'd rat us out in a second. Good. Now get going. Remember, keep this to yourself.
Welcome. Allow me to recommend the Blackbriar mead, the purest brew in all of Skyrim.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Now that our ghost has been unmasked, I hope we see more visitors in town than just the occasional pilgrim.
All right, pipe down! You want the whole blessed place to hear you? The arrangement called for a trade. I hope you'll find this suitable.
If you pass through again, stop by for a drink.
The Thieves Guild used to run this city. Now they're nothing but braggarts and bullies, rotting to death down in their rat way.
What do you want? Interesting. I'll look it over. Thanks. I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting. I don't know what to say. Such kindness is unheard of in these times. Here, I want you to accept this as payment for your sacrifice. And we both thank you. Three, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet Lechance, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top. Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujama. They're vermin, garbage. They're exactly what makes this city such a horrible place to live. How appropriate they should live in the Ratway with the rest of the trash. Disgusting. Ruined sewers filled with goodness knows what. There's an entrance down by the canal, but I'd highly advise you to stay out of there. It's the Thieves' Guild's territory. If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
Ow!